Hello and welcome back to the Deep Dive. It is early February 2026.
It is.
And if you are working in commercial real estate, or maybe more specifically, if you're in charge of hiring the people who work in CRE, you know the landscape has shifted.
Oh, absolutely. It's not just changing. It feels completely unrecognizable from, say, 3 or 4 years ago. The pressure is on.
It really is. I mean, the vibe in Southern California right now has been described to me as survival of the fastest.
That's a good way to put it. You can feel the ground shifting under your feet. We're seeing vacancy rates in the office sector that, we haven't seen in decades.
And that radical normalization in the industrial market.
Right. So for agents on the ground, the message from leadership is just constant. Be hyper-responsive.
Move faster. Be everywhere at once.
Exactly. But here's the friction point we're really digging into today.
Time is the enemy.
That's it.
Yeah.
You can't be out touring properties and closing deals if you're stuck in a room somewhere trying to figure out how to be a content creator.
It's a massive bottleneck.
It is. So the mission for this deep dive is really to explore this idea of velocity. How do we give these time-poor agents the infrastructure they need to actually compete in 2026?
And we are pivoting the lens a little bit today. We're not just talking to the brokers. We are talking to you, the HR directors, the recruiters, the brokerage managers.
Yeah.
If you are a hiring manager, the question we really want to answer for you is, how do you hire the best producers? And maybe more importantly, how do you keep them?
And spoiler alert, it's not about the commission splits anymore.
Everybody has splits.
Right. It's about infrastructure. We're going to look at this concept called the Micro Lab solution, specifically Voxel Micro Video Labs, and how moving from, vanity metrics to business velocity can be your biggest recruiting tool.
We've got a really solid stack of sources for this. We've got fresh 2026 market reports from Newmark, Lee & Associates, Voigt, Kidder Matthews.
And we have some dense but really fascinating technical data from the Department of Energy on EV infrastructure.
Stick with us on that one. It connects directly to the money.
It does. And then we have the strategic breakdowns from the team at Voxel and the Donn Allan Experience. It's a great mix. Let's get into it.
Okay, so let's unpack the reality of the market first. It's early 2026. Why are agents so stressed? Why is business as usual just failing?
Because the leverage has completely evaporated. The data, it tells us the easy days are officially dead and buried.
The power dynamic has flipped.
Completely. Let's start with the office market in LA. According to Newmark, vacancy is hovering around 25.1%.
I just want to pause on that number. 25.1%. That is literally a quarter of the inventory sitting dark.
It's massive, and the report explicitly calls this a right-sizing era. Companies have finally figured out their hybrid models, and they're shedding space.
But the surprise, the thing that's keeping people up at night, isn't just office space, is it?
No. It's that even the industrial market, which, was the golden child for so long, is normalizing hard.
I saw that in the Lee & Associates report. The Inland Empire isn't the tight ship it used to be.
Not at all. Vacancy in the IE rose to 8.82%. Just a couple of years ago, vacancy was effectively zero. You couldn't find space. Now supply is outpacing demand.
And what about Orange County?
Kidder Matthews is reporting OC vacancy is at about 5.63%, and asking rents have actually dipped to around $1.49 per square foot.
So rents are softening, vacancies are up. That definitely sounds like a tenant's market.
It absolutely is, and that changes the entire job description for the broker. I want to pull a quote here from Connor Usselman in the Voigt San Diego report.
Okay.
He basically said the take it or leave it era is dead. Landlords just can't hold the upper hand anymore. They have to prioritize tenant retention. They have to give concessions.
Which means the agent has to work twice as hard.
Twice as hard, yeah. You can't just list a property, send out an email, and wait for the phone to ring. You have to actively explain value. You have to communicate these complex trends instantly.
Right, like the flight to quality or why rents are stabilizing.
Exactly. If a client asks, hey, what's happening in the South Bay? And you take 3 days to write up a report, you've already lost the deal to the person who sent a video update 5 minutes later.
This reminds me of that transcript we saw from the Crexy deep dive with Anthony Behar.
Yeah.
He's a veteran, right?
Yeah.
Over 20 years in the game.
That was a fascinating listen. Here's a guy who's seen it all. Post 9/11, the 2008 crash.
And even he's saying these are scary times.
He is. He mentioned the political landscape, the homelessness crisis in LA impacting business directly. But, and this is the key thing.
He wasn't all doom and gloom.
No, not at all. He sees the resilience. He's looking ahead to the 2028 Olympics as this huge catalyst. But the point is, Even the seasoned pros are navigating a ton of noise.
They need to be in the field, closing.
Right, shaking hands, calming nervous landlords. They do not have time to be editing TikToks.
And that brings us to the trap, because the natural reaction is, okay, tough market. I need to market myself more. I need to do video.
And HR is telling them, go build your brand. But they usually do it wrong.
Let's talk about the Joe Rogan fallacy. This is from that Edwin Duterte article. I love this concept because it stings a little. It's so true.
It's a harsh reality check, isn't it? The fallacy is this idea that to be successful with video, you need to be a celebrity. You need 1 million subscribers.
And go viral.
Yeah, be the next Joe Rogan. But for a commercial real estate broker, that's just vanity.
100%. As Duterte points out, you're a business owner. You're not an entertainer. 1 million subscribers is a vanity metric.
But 10 high-paying clients.
That's a business model. So the goal isn't fame, it's fortune.
Exactly. And that's the difference between content and collateral. Content is what you watch to be entertained. Collateral is a sales tool that helps you close a deal.
And agents are trying to create entertainment.
When they should be creating sales assets. The article also critiques what they call the broadcast obsession, this idea of modeling your marketing after a radio station.
Right, like looking at competitors, Burbank Podcast Studios, or A4S. Their model is often come in, record a weekly show, and hope you build an audience in 12 months.
Which, for a broker with a mortgage to pay in 2026...
is a disaster.
It's a disaster. The Voxel philosophy is totally different. It's about building a funnel. You don't need fans. You need leads. You need to use video to move a specific deal forward today.
So if the strategy is collateral, not content, why aren't more firms doing it? What's stopping them?
Friction, pure and simple. We call it the headache barrier.
Let's break down those headaches, because I think leadership often really underestimates how hard it is to just make a video.
Okay, so take the staffing headache. The source material uses Manhattan Beach Studios, MBS as an example. It's an incredible facility.
If you're shooting a Marvel movie.
Right, but for a solo broker, it creates a staffing nightmare. You rent this big, cold, empty box. Now you have to hire a lighting director, a sound engineer, a camera op. It turns a 30-minute task into a $5,000 production.
Then you've got the consistency headache. West Coast Creative was the example for this. They market their natural light.
Which looks great in a photo. For video, it's a nightmare. A cloud rolls in, your shot gets dark, the sun goes down, your shoot is over.
Yeah.
You can't build a consistent brand if your lighting changes every 10 minutes.
It looks amateur. And then there's the co-working space, the Unita Club example.
That's the reliability headache. You book a podcast room, you walk in, the HDMI cable is missing, or the mic stand is broken. You spend the first 20 minutes of your hour just trying to get the gear to work.
Oh, I can feel my blood pressure rising just thinking about that. If I'm an agent billing at $500 an hour, I'm not fixing a microphone. I'm walking out.
Exactly. And you never come back. You just go back to cold calling because at least it's reliable.
So that's where this microlab concept, specifically Voxel, changes the game. It's designed to be plug and play. What does that actually mean?
It means the environment is totally controlled. They're using cinema-grade artificial lighting. So if you film episode 1 in January and episode 10 in July, you look exactly the same.
That consistency builds trust.
Subconscious trust, yeah. And they handle all the tech. The motto is show up and speak.
No crew needed.
No union crew. The cameras are robotic. And crucially, they're looking at the modern stack. We're talking 4K resolution, but framed for vertical video.
For shorts and reels.
Which is where the attention is. If you're still recording horizontal 1080p like it's 2018, you are already obsolete. This is designed to create assets that fit the device the client is holding.
Okay, so let's make this practical. I want to role play a scenario for the person listening.
Let's do it.
I'm a broker. It's Tuesday morning. I need to get something out to my clients to show I'm on top of the market. What does speed to market actually look like with this setup?
Okay. You wake up, you read a report. Let's use that Department of Energy source we have.
Yeah.
Connecting electric vehicle charging infrastructure to commercial buildings.
Okay, a little dry, but important.
Yeah. Extremely important for 2026. So you read this. You find a nugget in there for your landlord clients. It's not just install a charger. It's the difference between level 2 and DC fast chargers.
Okay, break that down for me.
So level 2 is for long dwell times. Think office buildings, employees parked for 8 hours. DC fast chargers are for retail. People stop for 20 minutes.
And if your client puts the wrong charger in the wrong building,
they're just wasting money. And there's a huge revenue angle. The report talks about network chargers, which let the landlord actually bill the user.
turns a cost center into a profit center.
That's it. Plus, there's the grid impact, connecting to solar to avoid massive panel upgrades.
Okay, so I'm the broker. I have this knowledge in my head. Now what?
Well, in the old world, you'd write a blog post nobody reads. Or you'd try to set up a camera in your office, the lighting is bad, you give up.
By which time the client has already moved on.
Exactly. With the microlab model, you book a 1-hour slot at Voxel for 11 a.m. You drive there. You sit down. Lights are perfect. Cameras are set. You record a 15-minute breakdown. Why your retail center needs DC fast chargers to increase NOI.
And I'm done.
You walk out with the file. You upload it to LinkedIn by 2 p.m. That is velocity. You took a complex government report and turned it into a sales asset in under 4 hours.
That's powerful, because now I'm not just a broker asking for a listing. I'm a consultant giving actionable advice on property value.
And you did it without hiring a sound engineer.
So let's pivot back to our listener, the HR director.
Yeah.
Why should the firm pay for this? Why not just let the agents figure it out themselves?
Because if you let them figure it out themselves, they won't, or they'll do it badly, and it'll hurt your brand.
True.
Providing access to a facility like Voxel is a recruiting asset. I mean, think about the conversation you're having with a top producer you want to poach from a competitor.
Right. Hey, come work for us. We have better coffee.
Right. Everyone has coffee, everyone has splits, but imagine saying this. We know you need to build your personal brand, but we also know you hate the tech headaches. We have a corporate contract with a 4K plug-and-play studio. You book it whenever you want. We handle the infrastructure.
That's a massive differentiator. You're offering them a personal media team.
And you're solving an operational efficiency problem. Do you really want your top producer who bills out at $500 an hour spending his afternoon trying to sync audio tracks?
No. You want him on the phone.
Or touring a building. And we should also touch on the regional context here. The source material mentions Voxel is focused on the South Bay,
Torrance, Manhattan Beach area.
which aligns perfectly with the market data. The Lee and Associates report showed the South Bay industrial market saw a huge rebound in investment sales in Q4 2025, something like $370.5 million in volume.
That is real money.
It is. These are institutional deals. The agents working these deals need high-value marketing tools. You can't sell a $50 million portfolio with a shaky webcam video.
So if you're a firm in the South Bay, this becomes almost a requirement to play at that level.
It creates a no-headache standard for the firm. You ensure your agents look professional, the content gets out fast, and you remove the friction that causes burnout.
It really shifts the mindset, doesn't it? From real estate brokerage to media company that sells real estate.
That is the shift. In 2026, if you aren't enabling your talent to be media personalities efficiently, you're falling behind.
I really like how this ties back to that concept of the funnel. HR is basically building a funnel for talent, just like agents build funnels for deals.
It's the exact same mechanism. The top talent wants the best tools to win. If your brokerage offers velocity through these microlabs, you attract the agents who want to move fast. If you don't, you attract the agents who are comfortable moving slow.
And in 2026, slow is dead.
Slow is dead.
Okay, so let's just recap what we've covered. The 2026 market is tough. Vacancy is up, rents are stabilizing, tenants have the power.
Which means agents need to work harder and smarter to communicate value. But they are time poor.
The Joe Rogan fallacy traps them into thinking they need to be famous, when really they just need to be effective.
They need collateral, not just content. And the barrier is that tech headache. Traditional studios are too complex, too expensive, or just too unreliable.
And the solution is the microlab. Facilities like Voxel that offer speed, consistency, plug and play.
Which allows for that critical speed to market, reacting to news instantly.
And for the HR listener, this is your recruiting hook. You are offering velocity, a career advantage the firm down the street isn't providing.
It's the ultimate support system.
I want to leave our listeners with a thought to mull over. We've talked about infrastructure and studios, but take a look at your current roster of agents.
Okay.
How many of them are sitting on a gold mine of market knowledge, like Anthony Behar, but that knowledge is just locked in their heads because they're afraid of the camera?
That is the tragedy of the industry right now. The expertise is there. The transmission mechanism is broken.
So are you hiring agents and just hoping they figure out marketing on their own? Or are you providing the microlab infrastructure that makes their success, well, inevitable.
You aren't just a real estate firm anymore. You are a media enablement company. It is time to act like one.
Couldn't have said it better. That's it for this deep dive. We'll see you next time.